We're live. All right.
Cool.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. We're going to wait a couple minutes, let people log on here.
It is an exciting day today.
Exciting day, yeah. Lots to share. Lots to share. Okay.
Remind me. I think it's this one, right?
That's the one, yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Very good.
Updating the Facebook page and several other parts of the social media campaign that we've got going on today and through the rest of this month. Very, very exciting stuff.
If you are joining us, we'd ask please share this Facebook Live. Share it on your page so we can try and boost the audience here, because we do have some exciting stuff to share with everybody today.
I have kind of been busting at the seams.
I know.
Ready to share
I
some.
know.
And even today, we're not going to share everything.
Yeah.
We're going to share some really cool things. But throughout this month, throughout this campaign, we've got some... We need to find a different word than exciting.
We use that a lot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we use that a lot.
Things to communicate to you guys. Those of you who are backers and those of you who are just joining us maybe for the first time. Just some really, really cool things. Some really neat doors that God has allowed to open for this. So stay tuned. We're going to give a few more minutes and let people log on. And let me update a few more things here. But share the link. Like it.
This is kind of command central right now.
That's right.
As we launch the campaign today, Craig and myself will be watching very closely as things come in and as people log onto the website, and hopefully those donations come in. So I've told Craig multiple times that I think this is kind of, to me, like when you have your PBS fundraising. You know, this is us telling you what we're doing and why we're doing it, and sharing with you some of the rewards that we have for our donors. So it's really exciting.
Yes. Although we don't have phones.
We don't. There's no bank of phones behind us.
The ringing constantly going.
I'm sure we could find a sound effect.
Actually, more accurate, it's more like the Muppet Telethon that they did in the Muppet movie when they were trying to, revive the theater. That's
more.
Except we don't have singing and dancing. Other than that, it's exactly the same.
Next year, we could potentially have singing and dancing.
You hear that, Muppets? We would like you to
next year.
Maybe next year. All right, we are tagging all of the appropriate people.
Good morning, Craig's mom.
Hi, Mom.
Coming to us from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, boy. Well, then we're ready to start.
We're ready to start.
That's it. I'm super excited.
So, all right. So let's dive into this.
Okay.
The people, I'm sure, will join as we go. So we want to share with you guys today that we are launching our 2017 fundraising efforts for Appian Media. Yeah. We had huge success in 2016. And already right out of the gate, we're seeing some pretty awesome success in 2017.
I would very much encourage you guys, visit appianmedia.org. And we've got a progress bar along the top of that site that you'll be able to track our efforts. And this is day one.
It is.
And that progress bar is...
well, give them the number.
Oh, can I give you the number?
Or a round number.
A fairly round number. We're looking at about $45,000
on day one.
On day one, committed today, of our $80,000 goal.
It's amazing.
We've had some incredibly generous people who have either helped us last year, or some new people who've come on board between last year's fundraising and this year's, and we are sitting at almost $45,000 on day one. So,
and we're excited about all of our donors. So we've got a lot of people who are donating again, who donated last year, and we're so thankful for those folks.
Yes.
And then we're thankful for our new donors, because what that says to us is that Appian Media is reaching new people who didn't know about this project last year, who now know about it and now see the value in it, and are wanting to make a donation to that. So, and that is our goal. We want to see more and more people come on board as donors, and we want to see more and more people learn about Appian Media this year. So at the end of the year, I think obviously if we raise our needed budget for this year, that's a huge success. But at the end of the year, if we see that it's reached thousands and hundreds of thousands more people than it did in 2016, that's a huge success.
That's right. That's right. And the numbers, we're going to share some of those with you guys here in a little bit, some stats that we've been tracking as far as how many people have viewed the content thus far and used it in various ways. We're also going to be launching a video here. It's on the website now, and we're going to be sharing it on Facebook here once the live is done. Sharing some of the exciting stories about how people have used this content. And in some ways, kind of surprised us. Finding new ways, kind of creative ways to use this content to spread the gospel.
Right.
Which is exactly what it's supposed to be used for.
Yeah,
so
that's great. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. I think first of all, let's just start off with some of the specifics about the 2017 campaign, what we're trying to do and trying to raise. So the number that you'll hear us talk about a lot is $80,000. That's what we're working to raise for 2017. And that covers all of our operating expenses for 2017. So that, of course, is our travel and logistics for getting to Israel to finish following the Messiah. But that also includes the post-production, which there's a lot of post-production. Craig managed that, and he'll tell you that there was a lot of work in that. So that covers that cost. That covers the operating expenses that we have for Appian Media. As it grows, and as we have brought this new website online, there is additional operating expenses that, these are recurring expenses every month that Appian Media has to pay in order to keep operating. So, yeah.
And then beyond that, just like last year, this is the number that we've thrown out that we believe that we need in order to complete our goals for 2017. But we've got some additional things that we would love to see accomplished if we're able to raise more than that.
Yes.
Following the Messiah is not the only thing that Appian Media plans to produce. That's the main goal for 2017. That's primarily what we'll be doing if we travel back to Israel in July. But we've already got the wheels turning as far as some additional series, maybe some extra things that we can shoot while we're there.
Yes.
To get some things kick-started for next time. And a lot of that is dependent on what we're able to, together with your help, raise for this year.
Exactly. And Barry will be the first one to tell you there is a lifetime of videos to be shot in Israel.
Right.
Not just in Israel, but all over that region where the Bible talks about. One thing we keep hearing is people want Paul's missionary journeys.
Right.
That's way beyond Israel. That goes way beyond Israel. So that's something that we're thinking about. The first century church is something that we're thinking about. So all kinds of videos, a lifetime of videos for Craig and I to produce. And we need to make these videos. This is very, very important. And so your donations help make those. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk about rewards.
Yes.
Rewards. So if you go over to the website right now and click on the donate button, you will see a list of potential tiers that you could donate. You're by no means limited to those numbers, but within that, we are offering rewards for people who donate to Appian Media. So all the way from $25 up to $10,000 donations, we've got rewards packages for those. So you want to talk about, let's talk about some of the T-shirts.
Yes. So we got a lot of compliments last year. Stu kind of managed this. This is a girl's shirt, though, so I'm not going to hold it up to myself. Very comfortable shirt. Obviously sporting the logo and sporting the website. At a certain level, you get one or more of these.
Yeah.
And then we've also got something that really seemed to work well last year are these thumb drives that will be preloaded with, in this case for this year, preloaded with episodes 6 through 10 when they're completed, as well as behind the scenes. I think we even threw a blooper reel on there. What's awesome about these is if you've got a smart TV with USB, you can actually plug it right in the TV and play the episodes on there. So skip the DVDs and the optical media. You can actually just play it straight from these. So that's one of the options when you donate, I believe at...
Let's take a look.
I want to make sure I don't misrepresent. I believe it's at $100 or more. You can choose whether you get a DVD, a Blu-ray, or a thumb drive, depending on how you want to access the content. And it's also got, our logo on it, which I think is pretty neat.
Let's see. I think it's the $100 level.
$100 or more. So you can get that thumb drive. Obviously, this is episodes 1 through 5, which are still available on the website. And you can get access to these either DVD or Blu-ray.
We found that last year a lot of people loved donating at that $100 level because you could get access to the media on a DVD or a Blu-ray or a thumb drive. And they liked having that.
They wanted something in their hands.
Yeah. But I think beyond that, people are using these as calling cards. And so they're saying, hey, I've got this great series that we want to share with you. Here's a DVD. Why don't you borrow it? Why don't you watch it and let me know what you think? Something like that. So, we've had people ask about bulk orders of DVDs, bulk orders of thumb drives, because they want to have these to just be able to pass out. Yeah. And so that's really cool. So at the $100 level, you can get a thumb drive or a DVD. And then it's at the $50 level, you'll get one of these T-shirts. And if you have a T-shirt from Appian Media already, it's awesome to have a second one. Or it's awesome to have one that you can give to a family member or a friend.
Right. So in case one gets dirty while it's in the wash, you can still wear the other one, so you're never without a shirt.
Because we expect this is the only T-shirt you'll ever wear.
Probably. So I would guess.
Yeah. So there's some exciting rewards. Now, at the higher levels, we have some really, really exciting rewards. So, of course, $1,000 and above, people, you may know that we have included a membership section on appianmedia.org, and included in that is a whole library of photos and video clips and all kinds of things that you can get access to. Well, at $500, you get a 1-year individual membership to appianmedia.org. So. Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, so you can actually see that library on the website right now. You click up on media and you can see the video tab or the photos tab. And throughout the year, especially after we return from our trip this summer, we will be dumping additional content on there.
Exactly.
So that throughout the year, more and more content is being added to this. So by donating at $500 or more, you get an individual membership to that. And as additional stuff is added to it, you get them.
Yeah.
You can download them and share them, and you get the high-def versions of all of those things.
And I think it's a great tool. Yeah, it's a really great tool that, if you're teaching a Bible class or if you're doing your own personal study, or if you're just interested in history and geography and things like that, to be able to go to this website and take a look at clips and download clips and share clips of these places, it's a huge impact. I know at church where I attend, the high school class is actually doing a whole class on evidences. And somebody approached me and said, look, we would love to use some video clips because we're talking about archaeology and we're talking about that. And, that's the cool thing about the Bible lands, is that these places exist. They're real and they really exist, and they are preserved so that way you can go and you can see them with your own eyes. And so that's really cool. So a lot of those clips exist on there. So at the $500 level and above, you'll get a 1-year individual membership to the website, to that video and photo gallery. At 5,000, I believe it is. Is it 2,500 or 5,000? Oh yeah,
2,500.
2,500. We actually will give you a 1-year congregational membership, which that includes 5 users that can log in and use that. So it's a great tool for a congregation who may want to use it across multiple Bible classes or whatever the case may be.
Have access to different teachers. And then you see at the 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, and 10,000, we will customize, we'll be asking for your input, and you'll help us customize a package of rewards for you, because we want you to tell us what would be the most helpful for you. Maybe you want just, a huge amount of thumb drives and you don't really care about any of the other stuff. Or maybe you want a few thumb drives and a couple of photo books and some DVDs, and we can work that out with you. So at those different levels, we will actually reach out to you personally and work with you to customize a package.
What we were finding was that our donors, especially the larger donors, they were coming to us and saying, hey, I'd love some DVDs to pass out to people. Or, what do you think about this? They had so many great ideas of how they wanted to use these tools. And we didn't really want to limit people to, hey, here's your reward, thank you for your donation. We wanted to say, hey, we want to work with you to create a package of rewards that you can use and however you want to study the Bible and however you want to share that word. So that's why you see that customized donation package at the higher level, and we'll be reaching out to all of our major donors, all of our larger donors, to discuss how they want that rewards package to look. So
what if they just want shirts? What
if
if they
just
want
want
like 800 shirts?
I think we could do 800 t-shirts. Yeah. So
we'll talk.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Looking at some of the comments, I think your kids are watching.
My kids are watching.
Yeah. Karen says, "Hey, it's Daddy." So, and then Jane, thank you, Jane, for commenting here. But it says that $45,000. It's amazing. We're shocked.
Yeah,
we're shocked.
Yeah.
But we love that, and she says, let's add to this total because we want this message to reach more people. So we appreciate all these comments. What's up, Kyle? How are you?
We were just talking about you this morning, Kyle.
I guess we should say we are live from Needhammer.
That's true, and I'm actually rocking one of their shirts too.
He's rocking both the Needhammer
and the Appian Media. It seemed appropriate for today.
Yeah.
So Kyle, his family has a connection there. Some of his relatives are the ones who actually own and operate the Needhammer building, which is the coffee shop downstairs. Stu and I are here fairly regularly. Yeah. It's also the third story is where we held the premiere following the Messiah back 2 months ago. 2 months ago to the day.
Yeah.
So Needhammer has a very special place in our hearts. If you watch the pitch video that's on the website, that was also shot in the same space upstairs, which is super cool.
About the only thing that didn't happen in Needhammer is our initial coffee conversation where we talked about it.
That's true.
So, but that was it, and everything else has really been it.
When you came to me and said, "So I've got this crazy idea."
It's so hard to believe. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wild if we went to Israel and made some videos?
Yeah.
And we did.
Okay, so in one last reward for our $5,000 level and then for our $10,000 level. At the $5,000 level, one or more of our team will come and visit you, and we'll speak to your congregation about what Appian Media is doing. We would love to present some lessons about Jesus and about these lands because they're so important, and we know they're so important, and so we would love to share this message. And then at the $10,000 level, you want to talk about...
Right, so the $10,000 level, we were just talking about the premiere that we held here in Indianapolis. Needhammer has already verbally agreed, at least, that we'll have the second premiere when episodes 6 through 10 are completed. Have them here in Indy, up in the theater. And we would love for those at the $10,000 level, our executive producers, to join us for that. And so part of your reward is we'll take care of part of the travel expenses to bring you here so that you can be with us. One of our executive producers last year was with us, and that was just really special. That was really exciting to have him there. He brought one of his kids, and that was just really neat.
He actually we got a donation.
Thank you.
Let those donations come in as we're talking to you. Definitely, we appreciate all of that. He actually brought one of his kids to the Indianapolis premiere, and then we re-showed a couple of the episodes down in Birmingham.
Right.
And he went down there and brought another. I think it was kind of a same-day trip. Like he woke up his daughter in the morning and said, "Hey, we're getting on a plane. We're going to Birmingham." And then we're at the premiere that night, and then flew back. So
that's really special for us because we don't treat this like you're a donor and we're the filmmakers. It's just you're part of our team. No matter what you give, if you give us $5, you're part of our team because we couldn't accomplish this in the same way if it hadn't been for whatever you gave us. And when people give the amounts that they give, I love to meet them. I love to talk to them. I love to know why. Why was it important for you to give?
Absolutely.
What are you hoping to see us produce? What are you hoping to accomplish with the material? That's really exciting to me.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting. So, Lou, glad you love the videos.
Yes.
Yeah, we love them too. So they're great. And I tell you, somebody was telling me at church just the other day. They're like, we love how they're so shareable, and that you can share it with somebody who may not be a Christian.
That's right.
And say that you can get geography or history out of it. We purposely, when we were creating these videos, we wanted the format to be similar to like a History Channel show or a Travel Channel show, because we want people. That's what we know people are consuming now, and we wanted people to be able to digest these videos and really get good content out of them and be interesting to watch. So.
Yeah, because we understand, the Bible is where the power is.
Exactly.
The Bible is what's actually going to change people, but it does at times intimidate people. And we found that this is a good way to open the door. To encourage them to watch a video seems to some less intrusive.
It does.
And then it opens the door so that we can get them into the Word. Hey, can you just log online? The videos are free. I actually just did that with someone downstairs this morning. Saw her studying and wanted to talk to her about it. And it's really easy to do. Hey, here's our website. There are videos up there. They're free, no strings attached to watch it and love it. And then it opens the door to hopefully great conversations.
It does.
So.
And I mean, we kind of see this as a form of, this is a digital evangelism. We're sharing God's word digitally, and so that way people can come to know God. And I think that kind of goes right into the next thing we want to talk about, which is the impact that episodes 1 through 5 had so far. Now, mind you, they've been up for 2 months. Since January 14th. January 14th was the premiere here at Needhammer. Already they have been viewed almost, we're talking just a dozen views shy of 5,000 times on Vimeo. That's on our website. That's where we host the videos. 5,000 times in 2 months. Somebody has watched one of the Following Messiah videos. Somebody has learned something about Jesus and about the Bible. It's amazing to me. And that's just online.
Let's put it this way, because I like this number.
Yeah, that is a cool number.
The total amount of content that has been consumed through this series has been almost 37 days worth of content.
Yeah.
That's 37 days that someone has been sitting in front of the presentation of biblical material. That's really exciting.
It is really exciting. Craig was 34 those days. We just put
I really like watching it.
So, but no.
There are some people, and I personally have not even done it. I've viewed this material a few times during the post-production. I personally have not sat and watched all 5 episodes.
I
haven't binge watched yet myself, but people are, and that's super cool.
That is
to
really
me.
cool. That is really cool.
That the story, it is one story. It's half of one.
It is half of one story, yeah.
But it each episode should go right into the next, and we want people to feel excited to okay, the credits are rolling. Let's start the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
37 days.
37 days, yeah. And we've heard people say that they were watching one episode a night with their kids, and their kids were just begging to watch the next one. Can we watch the next episode? And we think that's so cool. Because, when we first started Appian Media, one of the things we did was we were teaching Bible classes, and I was teaching specifically the high school age class. And I was noticing that whenever I'd bring videos in, they seemed really engaged with what we were talking about, what we were doing. So this younger generation, they are used to video. They're used to seeing video online. They're used to watching YouTube. And so this is kind of the way they view this stuff. And so they love this. Yeah. And, at one of the premieres, it was very interesting. I had a young person come up to me, probably high school age, and they said, "You guys have really made the Bible cool." And I thought at first, I was like, the Bible is cool. And I was like, that's an interesting comment. Like, the Bible is cool. But when I started thinking more about it, what it was is that person had made a connection with the Bible that we want them to make. What do high school kids, what do middle school kids think are cool? They think video games are cool. They might think that, a professional athlete's cool. So when they say the Bible is cool, that means they're making a connection, like they're making with their video games or with the professional.
Putting it in the same.
They're putting it in the same category, and that's what we want. We don't want kids. I'm sorry, I'm getting up on a soapbox here, but we don't want kids or anybody to go, "Oh, the Bible is just an old, dusty book." We want people to think, "Man, the Bible is cool. It is full of real events that really happened, and that I can read and study and really take and use in my life."
Yeah.
So.
And that's been the goal of Appian Media from the very beginning. Is we are not interested in changing the message so that it appeals to more people. That is not it.
Right.
But simply finding out how people are consuming information. And in this day and age, they're consuming the information through the internet and through video.
Yeah.
And so we are simply bringing the Bible through that avenue.
It's crazy. I mean, we talked about our 37 days of content. It's crazy to hear like stats about what YouTube, every day, it's like hundreds of millions of hours of video is viewed on YouTube.
Right.
And, you know, places like that. And so it's like, what if some of that content was accurate biblical content that people were viewing? That's what we want. So,
and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So, some other impact that we're seeing, it's been viewed not only in the United States, but around the world.
Yeah.
Dozens of countries. I can't even, I've lost track of how many countries it's been viewed in. There's a map that we see in our statistics that shows, but it is.
We're close to 40 at
close
least.
To 40. It is actually in our video. If you go to the website and watch the campaign video, it shows a map of all the countries that this video has been viewed in. So, you know,
there's a special place in my heart. We got a message from someone in New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
Within the first week of launching the videos, and if anyone knows me knows that I would love to go there one day. It's unfortunate that, as far as we know, no biblical stories occurred in New Zealand because Appian Media would be there.
Right.
But we got a message from someone in New Zealand saying, "I stumbled across your videos. This is a powerful tool. Thank you for making this." And that was incredible because we didn't push it there,
right?
But someone found it because that's the way that the internet works. Everyone is connected. And so, to hear from people in New Zealand, we've heard from people in Korea, we've heard from people in Israel. Obviously, our guide and other people who helped us make the videos were some of the first to watch it and share it.
All over the world.
Really exciting.
And so, to us, that's really, really cool because that's what we want. And we've got some other really exciting news in regards to sharing these videos around the world that we're going to hold on to for a little while longer, but it's really, really
Sometime
exciting.
Sometime next week, I think that we'll share a really, really exciting development that we think could impact a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anymore because then I'll accidentally.
He's just accidentally slip and say it, So let's talk a little bit about episodes 6 through 10 because that is the primary reason we want to return to Israel and finish the series. You probably don't know as much as I do about episode 6 to 10 because Barry and I have been having the conversations as we've already started some of the initial location scouting, I guess you could say, looking at the logistics for that.
Getting permits.
That's a big thing that we have to do. And there's a lot of cool places. As you can imagine, episodes 6 through 10 is going to cover really Jesus' ministries and his final weeks and months on the earth before he is crucified, and then, of course, when he is resurrected and ascends back in heaven. But some of the locations that we've talked about going to will be in Jerusalem a lot more in these 5 episodes because of the fact that a lot of that happens in Jerusalem. So there are places like we want to go visit a site that is believed to be where Caiaphas' house was, where they would have brought Jesus, where he would have been tried before the high priest. We want to go to the Pool of Siloam, talk about Jesus' miracles that happened in that area. I know at the Pool of Siloam, he healed a blind man there. That pool still exists. It's still there. You can still go see it. So we want to talk about that. We want to go and talk about some of the places up in Galilee where he did miracles and where he teached a lot. So kind of a rough breakdown of the episodes as we're looking at right now. Episode 6 would be Jesus' miracles.
Yes.
Episode 7 would be Jesus' teachings. And then we would really dive into his final weeks on earth. So then episode 8 would be his final weeks. The final week, really, leading up to his crucifixion. Episode 9, we're going to go really deep into his final hours. So we'll actually track all over Jerusalem where he was in those final hours before he's crucified. And then episode 10 is going to be his resurrection and the end of his life on earth as he ascends into heaven. So it's kind of a rough breakdown. We've also got some locations which I've already teased Jeremy a little bit about. Jeremy has not even been here before. Jeremy, of course, was with Barry on a tour, and then he was with us last year for the Following Messiah series. Barry has informed me that he's got a couple of locations up his sleeve that Jeremy has not visited yet, and we're not telling Jeremy.
That's pretty neat. Are you going to tell me? Okay, cool.
I'll tell you.
Right.
Yeah, we'll talk about
and
it.
if Jeremy donates at $800,000, I'll tell him. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
That's true. So anyway, so lots of exciting stuff. I've told several people if you thought episodes 1 through 5 were cool,
We're just getting started.
we're just getting started because episodes 6 through 10 are going to be amazing.
Because it's not just the culmination of the story of Jesus. That is the culmination of the Bible. That is God's plan coming to fruition. And we could only get halfway there last year.
Yeah.
So to actually cover the moments in history and the places in history where such an important event and series of events happened.
It's huge. Yeah.
I'm getting very excited thinking about it.
Karen says, isn't Jeremy watching? He might be. But
possibly. We need to be very careful what we say.
Yeah. I might even tell you right now.
That's right. Oh, ha, ha, ha.
So
I'm not going to say anything. We have to move on.
Yeah, we have to move on. I know this is getting too exciting. Let's look at some of our comments here. Tana, you watched the episodes and loved them. We're glad to hear that. That's so great to hear. Nikki says, all of us at Oak Grove have really enjoyed the class material. I'm bummed our last lesson is tomorrow. Great job. I'm so glad you guys have used the class material.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, they have. That congregation is, it's actually where my father preaches. It's where my parents live in Louisville. And they've been using that since close to the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And working through the Bible class material, that's actually something we didn't specifically mention in the rewards tier, but there is Bible class material, 13 lessons that Jeremy and Barry have developed to complement the videos. So as you watch through pieces of each 5 of the episodes, you work through 13 lessons, and that is included in some of those customized packages that we will work with you to provide. And what's exciting about our trip this year is obviously we'll create lessons 6 through 10, and Jeremy and Barry will work to create another 13 lessons so that you will have a complete 26-lesson Bible class curriculum. That's Jeremy and Barry did a fantastic job.
Great lessons
with that,
and they're really robust. I tell you, I was looking through them and talking to somebody about using them. And you'd be hard-pressed to finish a lesson in a 45-minute class period. After watching the video, there's a lot of content in those lessons, and so it's huge. To have 26 of those lessons, that's a good amount of content.
Right.
And watching all these videos, and then the videos and the lessons just tie really well together.
Yep.
And I think it really helps drive home the points that the videos make. So
yeah, by all means, check those out. Those are on the website right now. Obviously, the first 13 are on the website right now.
And look, even if you don't make a donation, you can still purchase those lessons.
That's right.
The material is on the website for download, and really, it's a really good price, I think. So if you're looking to purchase Bible class material for the church, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the survey. This is kind of rounding out. We're kind of wrapping things up, but the survey we posted a survey on our Facebook page last week. I think it was last week. Maybe it was the beginning of this week. But we just want feedback from you guys. And as we continue to grow Appian Media, we want to hear from you as to what kind of content you want, what people want to see. And so if you could go over to the Facebook page, Appian Media is the title of it, and take the survey, which is pinned to the top of the page. First thing up there. It's 10 questions. It takes 5 minutes or less, and it gives us feedback on what you guys want to see and how you guys are using this content. So to kind of give you a little bit of information that we've gotten so far from the survey, of our respondents that have taken the survey, we've seen that almost 70% of the people that have taken the survey are streaming these videos online. So as their primary way of doing it. Yeah. Right. So we asked how people are viewing them. And so what we're seeing is that people are taking the videos, they're going to the website, they're streaming them online, and using them that way. So that's a very interesting statistic. We asked what kind of devices people are using. A lot of people responded saying that they are using it on TV, like an Apple TV or a Chrome device or something like that. And then people are also using it on tablets and phones and things like that. Craig, go ahead and share that statistic.
That's my favorite one.
I love that statistic.
So this is question number 8. Do you feel there is a need for video content, like Following the Messiah, to help teach and spread the Word of God? And 100% of you said yes. There's a need for this.
Yeah.
And really, as long as that is the general feeling of those that are watching this and viewing this, we will continue to create this content.
Right.
We recognize this need. We were hearing from other people
Mm-hmm.
about this need, other teachers, other parents, other students,
Mm-hmm.
and said, you know what? We can help fill that need.
Yeah.
And so 100% of you said, yes, there's a need for this. There's a need for things like following the Messiah. And so that's what we're trying to do this year and prayerfully beyond, is continue to create that
Absolutely.
content.
So, and we're just, in general, we're in a very interesting time for film and television and things like that. We're shifting from what people would consider the traditional way they viewed content, which is through TV, through cable, through things like that, and we're moving to an internet-based thing where people are watching TV and watching video content through internet. In fact, I saw a news article just the other week that Netflix, which is just this huge juggernaut in online streaming, is investing $6 billion with a B, $6 billion into unscripted content, which is kind of like your reality TV, which is like your travel channel and some of your History Channel shows and things like that. $6 billion is being invested into online streaming. Could you imagine what we would do if we just had a 1% of that money? I mean, it would be unbelievable what we could do with that. So, $80,000, it may seem like a large amount of money, but really, in terms of producing video content, it's not a lot.
Right.
And so, it's not uncommon for TV shows to be in the millions of dollars to produce, So, but we know that we can do a lot with $80,000. So we encourage you to make a donation to Appian Media and to help fund 2017 so we can go back and finish the Following Messiah series and give you more content. So.
And one of the statistics, can you pull that up one more time as far as where people heard about it the most?
Yeah.
Right. And this is really important. This is why we're doing Facebook Live. This is why we're posting stuff on YouTube.
Yep.
That, what's the percentage here? That over 60% of you heard about what we're doing through social media.
Yeah.
That's really important. That's something we can't ignore. If you are not able to donate, that is completely okay.
Yeah.
Simply share the link. Simply share the Facebook page. That's where a lot of people are.
We just got a very generous donation.
Yes, thank you
so
wow,
much. Thank you. Wow.
That's where a lot of people are coming. And so if that's all that you're able to do, that is still a huge contribution to us, and we appreciate it very much. Share it with your family members. Like it and comment. And
you're absolutely right. Sharing. And, last but not least, definitely not least, is prayer.
Yes.
We absolutely need you to pray for this work to continue. And I know we are all very prayerful every day that we want Appian Media to really be to God's glory. It's not any of our glory. And I know Jeremy and Barry and Jet would say the same thing, that it's nothing that we've done. We're just the messengers. Craig and I have been blessed with a talent. So Jet, Jeremy, and Barry, we've all been blessed with the talent to spread this word. And Craig and I, and Jet specifically, with the ability to create video. Mm-hmm. And so, we just want to use that talent to spread the message. And we're all so passionate about this project. And we're excited that other people are passionate about it as well. So, well, we'll close it out. We've definitely talked your ear off for long enough, but we just appreciate everything that you guys are doing.
Yes.
Let's look at some comments real quick. We got lots of comments coming in. So, Heidi, you're seeing this for the first time. That is amazing. Love that for sure. So, well, we appreciate that, and we hope that you continue to support this. So, anything else that we need to say?
Wonderful. So as soon as we close here, I'm going to be posting the video, our pitch video, straight to Facebook. Mm-hmm. But you can view that video already by, ideally, going to appianmedia.org. Something we didn't mention, and it is a huge difference between last year's fundraiser and this year's, is Appian Media is a 501c3 nonprofit.
Yes,
so every dollar that you give is tax deductible, right?
Yep.
And that's important for us. That's how we want to operate moving forward. And so we believe that's a huge incentive, and that's communicated there on the website. So
yeah, and that is huge. We worked all of 2016 with the IRS and with some very helpful people here in Indianapolis
yes, thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, to get us 501c3, get our 501c3 accepted. So now it's official, 501c3. Every donation that comes in this year is completely tax deductible. Every donation that was made last year is also tax deductible.
Yes,
so
that's right.
If you're doing your taxes now, definitely write that off on your taxes.
Absolutely.
It's a huge benefit. So yeah. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
This is just the beginning. This is just the kickoff, as we say. We have a ton of exciting stuff to share with you throughout the next month, the next 27, 28 days that we have that we're running this campaign. So we encourage you to continue to stay in touch with Appian Media, and so that way we can share all this exciting stuff with how following Messiah is being used around the world. So
that's right. Send us messages, give us your questions, either through the website or here on the Facebook page, and stay tuned. We've got some cool stuff ahead.
Yeah.
And thank you already to those who've given, and thank you for everyone, however you decide to encourage and contribute to this.
All right. Thank you. Signing off.
Thanks, guys.